Hello and welcome. My name's Fiona Rossiter and I'm one of 12 councillors with Orange City Council. I am giving you my account of the meeting that we had on the 7th of October. As I said, this is my account and in no way reflects the opinion of other councillors or Orange City Council. Now, at our council meeting on Thursday evening, there were several items that I commented on, and in particular I brought to notice the item with regards to a crossing in Byng Street. There's an island there, and I'd been notified by a person in the public, a blind man in the public, about there not being any tactile responses there. So he was finding it difficult to cross that island and not knowing where the beginning is. And I asked about this matter twice before at council and hope that it will be rectified in the very near future, as this is the third time that I've brought it to council. So and mentioned that there was financing in the council budget, but as I said to date, these tactiles have not been placed on the Byng Street crossing, which is very unfortunate for that man that's trying to cross the crossing. The other item that I asked for information about was a road study to the south of Orange. Now, I've been on the bandwagon about this for quite some time now. Back in 2005, Orange City Council, a motion was moved that the Northern Distributor be completed first before any funding is put into the Southern Link. I actually voted against this motion, and I have my name recorded with regards to that matter. I have a vision for the future. When I make decisions for council, I like to think about what the effects would be in the future. And my concerns right now, and these have been rectified, have been supported also by people within the community who have been contacting me, and health professionals as well, with regards to access to the southern side. The new hospital is being built. We now have a radiotherapy service as a part of that, and it's a part of the mental health section is a part of that as well, and it needs to be supported. We need road infrastructure that is capable of catering for the flow through that will occur when the new hospital goes in. I don't believe that's been the case at this time. I've asked for road counts to be put down in Gardner Road and learned that we have in excess of 5,000 movements per day. It is a residential road, and it's just not appropriate. The Sharps intersection, again, is another concern. As I said, residents have been contacting me. There has been some issues with the Peasley Street Bridge, limiting the flow through there, and again, one of the doctors has contacted me about an incident that he was a part of with regards to that bridge. We have DPI land out there that is being built on. There's a new private hospital being built on. There's other organisations out there that are expanding. And as I said, we need a call to action on this matter, and I'm going to continue to mention it at our council meetings until notice has been taken. I am disappointed that to date there is no funding allocated to support and improve access to the southern side. In particular, 70% of the case workload for the hospital comes from the west, and there is no simple flow through access to get to the hospital without going through several school zones, and that's just not appropriate. Another item that came to council was the museum concept plans. I'm really pleased about this. The Museum Action Group have been working extremely hard on this matter, and the Museum Advancement Group, I should say, have been working extremely hard on making sure this happens. This has been a long time in coming. The submissions have been reviewed, and now we are progressing forward. So the future museum will not be out at Lucknow. It will be, in fact, a part of the regional museum, the city library, the regional gallery, and the Orange Visitor Centre will be amalgamated and incorporated into the southern part of the library section. I think they call it the Southern Court, actually. So congratulations to our staff. Orange City Council staff have worked exceptionally well on this, and as I said, the Museum Advancement Group people again have made sure that this moved forward. So yeah, the concept plans for the museum are now a part of our future development with Orange City Council. The retail development, a supermarket over on the northern side of Orange. Now, this came to Orange some time back. We had to make a decision. There was 4 places that were allocated, and I have to say the place that was chosen, which is a location directly in front of Waratahs, I had grave concerns about, and I still to this day. My concerns were with regards to its close proximity to the adventure playground, and the fact that if children were playing in the park, they would need to cross that Northern Distributor Road to get over to the shopping centre if their parents were over there. Now, to date, there was never any mention of an overhead walkway close to that location. There was mention of one, but it was further down. So I have to say, at Council's meeting, submissions gone forward with relation to this matter, the crossing, and also there was a suggestion of having the traffic lights put in. Now, I'm glad this is happening. I guess my concern, though, again, is that I don't want to see our ratepayers being burdened with the cost for this, because it certainly isn't an item I believe that Orange City Council should be a part of. As I said, there's a shopping centre that will be moving into this location, and that should certainly be something they need to be looking at. The other item that came to Council is to do with electronic recording of meetings. Now, I feel quite strongly about this because I believe at Council we need to be accountable, we need to be open, and we should be transparent. I firmly believe that. I also believe that we've got nothing to hide. We've got nothing to hide, and we've got nothing to lose with recording the council meetings, audio recording the council meetings, and making them available. A radio station contacted us, and 107.5, and asked if they could have permission to record council meetings and then to play them back across the radio. Now, I didn't have an issue with any of this, and I believe that it's something that we should have done, and other councils are doing it, and doing it exceptionally successfully. So a previous council resolution that we had came on the 3rd of June, and we resolved that council commenced negotiations with the radio, 107.5, and other interested parties to record and rebroadcast council meetings with existing council equipment or with their own equipment. The other part of that was that council limit the life of the recording to 3 months and then dispose of the recordings. And lastly, that an implementation report be brought back to council. Now, that was resolved on the 3rd of June, and that's what we would do. Ironically, at the meeting on the 7th of October, Thursday night's meeting, a further recommendation came through. The recommendation I put through is again in support of what was previously resolved, and that be that council conduct a 6-month trial of allowing any third party to record its meetings with their own equipment, excluding any closed item, public forum, and any presentation provided to council. That appropriate signage be placed in the chamber to reflect this trial, and that any third party notify the Mayor or General Manager of any request to record a council meeting prior to commencement of a meeting, and that during the 6-month trial period, the community councillors and council staff give feedback with regards to this matter. Some of the concerns were to do with legal advice, and saying that there was concerns about defamation and legal proceedings with regards to what may be said at council meetings. At council, we actually have a meeting practice, a code of conduct meeting practice that we are to abide by. We have received legal advice with regards to the recording of council meetings, and the legal advice states quite clearly that we need to take responsibility for our actions in council. We also have a meeting code of practice, again, which guides us as to how we behave within council. Shire Nillumbuk, they have been recording council meetings for the past 10 years, and they've had no problems with regards to the broadcasting of their meetings. The relevance of recording council meetings, I believe, is that the transcript can be used for reviewing material. It also puts a professional edge to our council meetings. And as I mentioned before, we've got nothing to lose and nothing to hide. I believe the community should be free to access this information. Accountability, openness and transparency are so much a part of our council meeting, and that, I believe, will be made apparent by these recordings that occur. We're able to speak in the chamber without fear or intimidation. So what a great idea to be recording our council meetings and be making them public to you. Let's not hide information from the public. The accessibility of our council meetings is difficult at times. We have people that are shift workers, we have people that are carers, we have disabled people, ageing population, school children who would like to have council meetings as a part of their assignments. The unfortunate part of it is that our council meetings start at 7 o'clock and at times do not finish until midnight. Now, personally, as a parent, I believe that's inappropriate for a child to be out till that length of time listening to a council meeting. And it's unfortunate that that occurs, but that's part of council life. I want to see our council meetings be recorded and be made available to the public. Ironically, the written media comes in and records council meetings as they see fit and don't ask permission. The audio-visual media comes in and they have to ask permission to record council meetings. And the audio media, as you've just learned, have made a request, and unfortunately their answer hasn't been given to them because it's now been 7 months since this has been progressing, and they aren't able to record the council meetings, which I find quite ironic, and broadcast them. I need to mention the part about broadcasting. The audio-visual people broadcast, but the audio-only people want to record and broadcast. At this point in time, the meeting has been moved again for another report. Unfortunately, it didn't get up at this time, but I believe eventually, I would like to think eventually, that you, the public, will be able to not only visually see via the television, read via the newspaper, but you will also be able to hear what happens at council meetings via the radio media as well. That's all I have to discuss about this meeting from the 7th of October. I'd like to remind you again that this is my interpretation, or these are the items that I discussed and how I discussed them at Orange City Council's meeting, and they are in no way a reflection of my fellow councillors or the council staff from Orange City Council. As I said, they're my opinion, and I take responsibility for what I have to say. This is the first time I've done it. I've reiterated what occurred with our council meetings, and I do intend to do this in the future. I'd like to hear from you, the public, what you feel about these council meetings, and if there are items that you would like me to make inquiries about, or if you would like to give feedback on items that I have mentioned via this YouTube. That's it for me now. Take care and good night.